All right. We should be... Oh, I forgot to get off of Pragmata. Shoot. Lord, could you grab that remote right there, please? I hate to ask. Thank you. All right, hold on. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. I was playing Pragmata, and I forgot to switch it back over. Let me get to a saving point. Hold on. Where's the closest one? Oh, crap. 1 second, y'all. All right, now. Their dialogue's the best. All right. I had to get to the shelter because I wanted to get to a save spot where I'll be able to pick up later. All right. Actually, before I do, let me take care of this real fast. Oh, it's the one in the Lumen mine that I gotta get. Dang, yeah, that sucks. Oh well. Oh well. I'll get my chance. I'll get my chance. Alright. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and get out of this. It should all be saved now. Let's hop over to For Honor. She is an angel. She really is a little angel. I love her. I love her so much. She's so cute. Very adorable. We're not playing Pragmata tonight. I had been playing it, and I forgot to switch it off. Because what happened was, I was playing it, and then Lark, who finished dinner, was like, hey man, it's time to eat, let's eat. So I put the game on pause, and I went to eat. And then after I ate, I went to take the garbage out. When I got back from taking the garbage out, I hopped on and got the stream set up without noticing that I had not turned off Pragmata. So I was like, oh shoot, I need to get back to the shelter and save, you know? But yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, the For Honor update looks wild. Pragmata. If they made things in For Honor look like Pragmata. But yeah, she's great. I love her. Anyway, welcome back once again, everybody who are watching. If you are on Twitch, you are getting free Twitch drops for every hour that you watch, up to 4 hours. By watching, you get championship status and you get scavenger crates. So please do not be afraid to watch on Twitch. My Twitch is RavenKnight_YT. Go check it out. And if you're wondering why it's not TTV Raven Knight, that's because I'm just not on Twitch often enough to warrant it. But that can change. If you guys give me enough support on Twitch, start subbing to the channel and making it worthwhile, I will do more stuff on Twitch. But you got to help me out there, okay? All right. So, first of all, I wanted to let you guys know that Ubisoft was very kind and gave me access to the Eivor hero skin for free. So I do have that hero skin now. Honestly, he looks okay. Like I said in my last stream, he looks like the character from Assassin's Creed. There's not much more I can say. Although I will say it's interesting. Lark and I were talking about this. We thought that if Eivor was going to be added, it would be female Eivor because they said that female Eivor was the canon choice. And I'm kind of surprised they went male, but I don't mind. I don't care one way or another. So either way, would you recommend Pragmata? 110% I would recommend Pragmata. It's a very fun game. The combat style is very cool. The visuals are outstanding. Gameplay and exploration is really peak. And the relationship between Hugh and Diana is so freaking cute. It is just so cute. All right, so let us get to it. By the way, before we get started, I wanted to show you some new builds I've been making. In honor of Centurion's rework, and his feat rework anyway, I wanted to take a look at my new Centurion build. This is the Commander Callus. This is Commander Callius. He is the leader of the Belial Legion. And if you know anything about Warhammer 40k, then you know that penal legions, like the Belial Legion, are legions that go into the most hostile, difficult territory, most likely not to survive. The Belial Legion is made up of largely criminals and cowards who ran or shirked their duties, and their goal is to fight and eventually die for Ashfeld. And Commander Callius is the leader of the Belial Legion. So, thought you guys would like this. Eivor skin looks like a cleaner version of armor that Zerk has. Kinda. So I finished making his design. Along with that, there's another, hold on. I made a new Jurin. People have been asking me if I'll make a new Jurin. I did. This is him. And you might think, what, he's just a blue Jurin. Yeah, you think that. Until I show you the effects I gave him. Now he looks like a god. So I thought that would look really good on him. So you're saying that the girl, that they say the girl is canon, but they don't give him the spotlight. Yeah, here's what they do. They did it with Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. They heavily advertise the male character. They advertise Bayek in Origins, they advertise Alexios in Odyssey, and they advertise male Eivor in Valhalla. But when you get to the games, turns out, although you do play as Bayek, you do a lot more stuff as his wife, and she's kind of the real hero of it all. In Odyssey, Cassandra's considered the canon choice, and in Valhalla, female Eivor is considered the female choice. The reason they did this, why they advertised the males but changed the females to be the canon option, is because they had wanted to make them female characters, but were scared that female characters would not sell well. They were worried that people would not buy an Assassin's Creed game if women were the main headline character. Which goes to show that quite often the people who shout sexist at other people are in fact the most sexist people themselves. So let this be a lesson to all of you. Never listen to them. Alright, and I think that's all the new changes I've made. Oh wait, I did make one other. This is a Varangian that I've been working on. Don't have her quite done yet, but I'll see what I can do with her in the future. We will see. We will see. And I did finally settle on a design for him or her. Still figuring out the kinks. And I will do a legend for Mara. Don't you worry. I've been working that out with Lark. We have a legend on the way. All right, so let's get right into it. Do I have any orders? Dueling Slayer, I've got to get 18 takedowns in duels. Versatile Slayer, I got to play as a hybrid. And Faithful Warrior, I got to be a samurai. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Well, what do you say we play some ranked duels? Just have some fun with it. Anyway, so the title of the stream is interesting. Y'all may have noticed it's called Deconstructing the Creed. And that's because I've been thinking a lot about the Assassin's Creed, the nothing is true, everything is permitted philosophy that they have, the creed that they stand by. And the more I think about it and the more I really weigh it in my mind, the more I realize it's really stupid. The creed is really dumb when you think about it. Because the creed in and of itself... Okay, let's backtrack here a second. So, let's understand the creed. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. What does that mean directly? What is the nuanced meaning of it? Well, let's get into this fight and see how this dude plays, and then we can talk more about that. Because this is a Yorm, and I'm really bad at fighting Yorm, so let's see what we can do. Got me. Good fight. Yep. Anyway, as I was saying, So nothing is true. What this means is if there are powers that be or individuals who are trying to convince you of things that you don't believe or don't want to believe or that you know to be false, always remember nothing is true. Hold on. Good punch. Oh no, got me. Going to go for the zone. The punch. Good fight. Anyway, so remember, in those circumstances, nothing is true. The second part, everything is permitted. When you're in a situation where you feel like good cannot occur, evil cannot be destroyed unless violence is necessary, don't be afraid, because remember, everything is permitted. Why is this stupid? Allow me to play this next round and we will discuss. Ah, the dodge light got me. Good job. Anyway, so why is this a problem? One thing I notice in Assassin's Creed quite a lot, from Altair's game all the way up to now, they have a very hard line on theism is bad. People who worship gods are superstitious and stupid. There is no God. There is no heaven. There is no hell. It's all superstitious nonsense made up by fools. Good fight. But anyway, so let's get back to it. So actually, you know what? I want to really dive deep into this. Let me beat this match. Let me play this match out, and then I'm going to pause everything and just break this down because I need to really focus in on this point. I need to focus in on this. The creed is ultimately what you understand it to be. Yeah, and that's a problem. We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Gotta be careful. Got him. Very good fight. That was good. That was actually a good fight. Good fight to that Yorm. The problem I saw with the Yorm is she wasn't making all the moves that she needed to. Like, for example, in some of her guard breaks, she wasn't doing the knee. She wasn't using a heavy to displace me. I feel like there were some things she could have done a little bit better. Plus, whenever she got parries, she didn't do the bash into my chin, which she could have done. I feel like she could have just done that, and it would have helped. Okay, but let me pull out real quick. So I want to finish talking about this point. We'll get back to it in just a second, but I want to talk about this point. So what Assassin's Creed constantly does is it tries to remind us there are no gods, there is no Lord, there is no Heavenly Father, there's no heaven, there's no hell, right? That doesn't exist. And I had to think, why is that such a hard line in all these games? It's not like something only shown in one or two games. It's something that is shown and enforced throughout the games, right? Okay, why? And it goes back to the Creed. The creed can only function, it can only work if morality is not given by a higher power. Let me explain what I mean. Let's break this down to a simple point. Do you think it is wrong to murder? Now, I'm not talking about in wartime. I'm just talking about murder in general. Do you think it's wrong to murder? Now, if we believe that there is a God or a higher power, and that higher power has laid down a set of moral standards that we all unitedly agree on as humans, then by that standard, murder is wrong, period. But if there is no higher power and there is no higher standard of morality, where does morality come from? Well, according to Assassin's Creed, according to the Creed, it is what you make it to be. You don't have to accept any truth you don't want to because nothing is true. If someone says murder is wrong, well, I don't know, that may not be true for me. Then the permissible. I won't murder unless someone has done me wrong. Then I can murder because that's permitted in my worldview. In my way of looking at the world, I can murder because there is no justifiable moral code that says I can't, because I am only subservient to what I deem to be moral. We look at the world in terms of what you may call a societal contract, right? You expect the world to treat you and others a certain way, and if they don't, you suddenly have license to do what you want to them. So, for example, you go into a supermarket and you find out that your favorite soda is now $5 more expensive than it was last week. You're angry. This store is trying to rob you because it's trying to demand more money than you think you should have to pay. What do? Well, in a civil society where rules go across the board, you be mad about it, you raise Cain about it, you write a letter to the editor, you inquire about it to the corporate managers, you ask why it was increased, you look at economics, you find out what happened, and if you find out that there is malicious stuff going on and you can point to a third party that is causing it, you can go into legal action. You can sue. You can take it to court. But when the contract is violated by your own standards, by your own definitions and no one else, who's to say you can't just burn down the store? Who's to say you can't just throw things and cause a riot? What's to say you can't just murder the store owner? Who says you can't? Nothing is true. Everything's permitted. You can do what you need to do. As was said in chat, it is exactly what you make it to be. Exactly the problem. Because if you're only living based on your own standards and your own definition, then guess what, people? You're creating a moral monstrosity. Now, I'm not saying the Templars are always right. Their own code is kind of effed up as well. But the reality is, the Assassin's Creed makes sense to a child. To an adult, it's nonsense. Or at least it should be nonsense. I've seen a lot of people today who live by that sort of creed. But what I was saying is, and what I want to get across is this. When you really think about the creed from a philosophical standpoint and from the way society is supposed to work, there's a very good reason why they keep having to reject the idea of an all-father or a creator. There cannot be a God who sets down a moral standard and the creed still function. That just can't happen. We either have rights and rules and morals endowed to us by a creator, and therefore we are all subject to those rules, or there is no higher power, there is no moral code we're all subject to, and therefore my morals are dictated by what I choose. That is why, if that is the case, there is no truth that I am upholden to, and there is nothing outside of my purview to do. If someone tells me, Raven, you can't do this, I can say nothing is true. I can do it if I want to. I can say everything's permitted. Nothing can stop me from doing what I feel like doing. And this came to my mind because I was watching a Matt Christensen video earlier today, and he was looking at an interview on a New York Times thing where they were talking about morality and talking about when does morality cross a line, if it can cross a line. And they were talking about how, it can be justifiable to steal from stores if you feel that the corporations are wronging the society. Now, one thing they didn't ask in the interview, and Matt Christensen pointed it out, and I wanted to point it out, was this. Who wronged society? Can you point to an individual person? Can you point to a specific example? No. You make it all vague. You make it very vague because if the perpetrators and the actions are vague enough, you don't need to specify it. You don't need to bring it to court. You can then justify your actions following. And that is the problem with the Assassin's Creed. And I was talking to my brother about it, and he made a great point. The original Assassin's Creed, the original creed that nothing is true, everything is permitted came from, it was a real creed, but here's what's funny about it. It was created by the head of the Assassin's Order specifically for him so he could get away with whatever he wanted to do. Literally, the leader of the Assassins created this creed for himself to live by because he wanted to get away with whatever he wanted. It was an easy way for him to say, look, I can do what I want because this is the credo I live by. Nothing is true and everything's permitted. I can do what I want. And Assassin's Creed tried to take that and make it some deep philosophical reason why assassins kill Templars. When in reality, it's a philosophical dead end. It can only work in a society without a moral compass. And unfortunately, our society is looking more and more and more like it has no moral compass. But anyway, sorry about that. I wanted to go off on my little tangent. Let's get back to the fights. Is the curse broken? The curse will always remain. The curse will always remain. All right. I'm done with my hybrid order, but I still got to play as a samurai. Let's go Shinobi. Raider. Interesting. I even remember a Wisecrack video pointing out how the motto of the Assassins was both bullshit and made them no different from the Templars. Hey, Wisecrack can get it right once or twice. I guess a broken clock is right twice a day. Get my stamina back. All right. Good fight. How do we break the curse? I win more matches than I lose. Raven, each arcade round counts as a match. Super useful for those long-ass 12-match orders. Yep, and right now I have a duel order, too. That's why I'm doing duels. But if we have any more of those situations, we'll take advantage. All right, he dodges on impulse. We'll keep that in mind. Got him. Whenever I do the backflip, he automatically assumes a kick is going to follow, so he's going to dodge, so we can take advantage of that. All right, let's go. I got the deflect and forgot to hit the input. I'm an idiot. He learned. But too late. Give Kine a wolf pelt to ask her to lift the curse? Why?
That would be the curse for me, not for you.
Oh. Assassin vs. Templars to me is a lot like Jedi versus Sith. There's similarities, yeah.
Yeah, except the Templars aren't near as dumb as the Sith are.
This is true. The Templars are the Templars can be very intelligent. The Sith, with very few exceptions, are kind of stupid. Check Kensei's Kabi Kimono chest arms without any paint on. They were accidentally replaced by next season's armor, and it looks pretty sick. Really? Well, while we're waiting, let's take a look. So you said the Kabi Kimono armor? First, let's get some of the armor. All right, let's take a look. You said Kabu Kimono? Here it is. Whoa. Oh, we'll see the helmet in a second. We're in the next match. Just the chest and arms? Oh. Then the helm wouldn't have changed. Interesting. All right, still gonna play as a samurai. Let's go Kensei. And we'll go me. Oh, Lawbringer! This could be tough. Hey, Raven, how are you on 3 wins and 3 losses in PvP? Okay. I feel like good versus evil factions tend to falter a lot in fiction unless you really know what you're doing. Well, I think that they just tried to do something deeper than that's more. They tried to make something complex that isn't really that complex. Crap. All right. It's all good. I'll admit I've only played AC3, Brotherhood, and a bit of Black Flag. When I first heard the Creed, I thought it was about how if the Templars can change the truth, then they could permit anything. So I thought the Creed was a warning of what can happen. I believe this was because they described the Animus as being able to show the truth. Yeah, I think that's the intention they wanted to make, but when you actually understand what the Creed is saying and how people can use it. All right. He's not taking that bait. Now he doesn't fall for it. When you say me, do you mean this is what you would be or wear as if you isekai into that character? I mean me because this is someone's creation of the Raven Lord. One of my fans made Kensei to look like the Raven Lord avatar. Good job. I guess he's decided to parry all those now. I feel like the creed can be fixed at if you add a big if in front of the nothing is true part, as it would better serve as a warning. So if nothing is true, everything is permitted? No, I disagree with that too. Because who defines truth? Wow, what a light parry. Guess you fell for that one. The AC games focus more on the individual doings of the comically evil Templars rather than the actual creed they're supposed to follow. Yes! That Kensei looks cool. Yeah, it's supposed to be the Raven Lord, believe it or not. Looks good, though. Good light parry. Okay, good read, good read. He baited me, he baited me. And we win. I get the idea that basically assassins want freedom of choice, but yeah, the creed is poorly worded. It's like the Sith creed. I get it, but I'm not a fan of how it worked. Right, the assassins want freedom, but they take freedom to a unhealthy extreme, and that's probably the biggest issue of freedom, liberal freedom in the first place. You want freedom, but you have no concept of what freedom means, or what freedom costs. I know people laugh at the phrase freedom isn't free, but there's a reason you say it. Freedom has requirements. True freedom has laws. That's something that most anarchists can't wrap their stupid minds around. When they say true freedom means no government, no laws. No. Freedom means there have to be laws. Because if everyone is free to do what they want, whenever they want, however they want, then you're in danger. The only free people are the strong people who can take what they want from the weak. If you have a society of true anarchy, no laws, no restrictions, no government, no nothing, then only the strong will get what they want, and inevitably you will have a tyranny of the strong ruling over the weak. Oh, hi, Astria, when'd you get here? Alright. I still gotta play a samurai, right? Yep, 2 more matches as a samurai. Alright, let's see. Let's do Sohei. Were there any Templars or Assassins you agreed with? Oh, sure. I thought Ezio was really cool. I thought Ezio did a lot of good things well. Altair, for the most part, his progression was a good one. Xiao Jun, hers was very good. But then after that, it all starts to fall apart. I hit the wrong button. Dang it. Alright. I think I know how to take him. Yo, what's up, Catalan? Recently joined the server? Welcome. I didn't like the twins from Syndicate. Neither did I. Alright. Let's try this again. All right, got that one. So assuming there's no God or government, people will either have to come together and say that murder is wrong or have a Leviathan say that murder is wrong if we can't all agree that murder is wrong. So what's to stop me killing and stealing from a guy? Exactly! If everything's permitted, what's to stop you? It's a justification for doing evil. Damn, that all guard, bro. That all guard. I want to support you in some shape or form. Thank you. You earn a badge for donating 100 bits. Thank you. I appreciate the donation. Yeah, that pin all guard. It doesn't need to pin. That all guard does not need to pin. I thought I could bait him into a dodge attack. That's the problem with Varangian. They are way too defensive. Varangian needs a nerf in the worst way, or a rework. Varangian is way too defensive. Just has way too many good options to make them strong. Like that pinning all guard. It pins for so effing long. And one of the things that I hate is not only does it pin, but the follow-up unblockable heavy pins too. So you're pinned for almost a solid, what, 2 or 3 seconds before you can do anything. Which, in a 1v1 isn't that big of a deal. But in a gank fight, in a 4v4, it can be detrimental. So, I don't know. Varangian needs a rework. Varangian is one of those heroes that needs a rework. What's the story behind your so? Hey, this one, still working on it. And yeah, this is ultimately what religion is for, which is why I see any atheist use religion as a mistake to be an idiot. Here's the thing. I've met atheists who say, religion, I don't buy it, but I understand why we have it. They're smart. They're intellectual. They understand. But then there are others who think religion is dog water, outdated, and even evil. And those people have no understanding of religion. They have no understanding of faith. There is a question that has to be asked when it comes to faith. If there is no God and there is no higher power, then at the end of the day, who are we all answerable to? There is no answer to that. Without a higher power, at the very least, we have no one we're answerable to. And then people always say the same thing. The law. We're answerable to the law. My response to that is this. What if the law says something heinous? You know, we used to have slavery ingrained in the law. We used to have Jim Crow ingrained in the law. Some countries had laws about discrimination against Jews, Asians, Latinos, black people, even white people. What happens when the law itself is doing something you disagree with? Well, how can you argue against it? In fact, if it comes from the law, why should we ever revolt against a government? It's the law. If your morals come from a government or a law, then you should never revolt against it because that's morality. Well, morality is what I make it. If morality is what you make it, then what makes your morality better than my morality? If you say it's wrong to kill, period, and I say it's wrong to kill unless I feel angry at the time, how do you win that debate? How do you justify it? There is no explanation for our understood morality without a higher power that gives it to us. Raven, I'm at a party. Get me the hell out of here. How am I supposed to do that? I see we are bashing Perturabo and the Emperor from 40K. I approve. I've bashed the Emperor so often. They wrote him to be such a Reddit atheist in that one book, The Last Church. I had to look it up. I looked it up, and as I was reading the arguments being made, I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've read in a long time. And you actually thought this was... You thought this was publishable. Really. People ask me sometimes why I don't make response videos to people like the... what's his name? Genetically Modified Skeptic and these other individuals. The reason I don't make response videos to them is because I don't want to come off as stupid. They are very smart people. They have done a lot of research and study, and I'm sure that they will make themselves sound way smarter than me because I haven't done that level of study. Does that make them right? No, it just means that I know when to stay in my lane. But I would have them challenge people like William Lane Craig, Frank Turek, Raymond Ibrahim, David Wood, the Inspiring Philosophy. Any of these people are way more knowledgeable on apologetics than I am. They would be great debaters. Oh, I better pick someone, huh? Let's go Aramusha. But they would be way better. So people have said, you're a coward, you won't go after these people, you'll go after these really weak individuals, like LED and that one guy who made a heretical video, you'll go after them, but you won't go after the real people you disagree with? That's because you know you're wrong. No, it's not because I know I'm wrong, it's because I know that I would not be able to have the intellectual capability, I would not have the research and study under my belt to do it. Good light parry. The golden rule, treat others like you want to be treated. That's the fundamental idea. But here's the problem with that. How would you treat yourself? There are plenty of people who hate themselves. Ooh. Ah! He caught me right as I was going for the dodge. I guess there's a point to be made about using religion to control, but they indeed aren't exactly doing it right. Using religion to control, it depends on the religion and its doctrine. I believe that you can have plenty of people who use religion falsely to try to control others or try to hurt others. But at that point, you need to look at the doctrine and see what it actually says. Ah! Man, he's good. He's really good. Yeah, that's the big issue. Even the golden rule itself can't fall flat if someone absolutely hates themselves. Here's the reality. I would take the golden rule and say that's a great start, but then you need to ask yourself, who defines that golden rule? Who tells us how we should treat ourselves? Good light parry again. Ah, you got me. Good job. Good job. That Griffin played really well. My two best friends are pagans, and my older brother worships Mother Nature. I'm Southern Baptist, and I still care about them. You should care about them. We're called to love others. We're called to love our neighbors and our family and those who may not believe the same things we do. We still have to try to reach them. Okay, I haven't read the Bible in like 11 years, but I think there was a part in it where it said demons can quote scripture. I could be wrong, though. Yeah. There is a verse where it is said very clearly, even demons can quote scripture. I believe that was in James chapter 2, where even demons know Jesus' divinity and tremble. It's true. Scripture can be used for ill purposes. In fact, take a look. Satan used scripture to try to tempt Jesus. It's biblical. But that's why you have to understand the text. I did, Amen. I already checked it. We looked at it earlier. We did it a little while ago. I looked at it. Love is the core tenet of Christianity. I lament how I'm not a good witness and haven't done much preaching. It's not so much about preaching. Witnessing can be done in many ways. Private one-on-ones, how you present yourself, how you stand out to others. Jesus said they will know you by your works, you know? Have I tried Warframe? No. I couldn't get into Warframe. El Diablo is gay, said Jesus. Jesus had a lot of things to say about the devil. But yeah, I couldn't get into Warframe. It just wasn't a game I enjoyed. Ooh, I got a color. What'd I get? What'd I get for old Aramusha, even though I don't play him very often at all? Oh, back there. Warden Forest! That was the color I was trying so hard to get. Warden! Ah. Game, why do you hate me, game? What about Elden Ring? I see that you have a dedicated channel for it, so I was wondering. I have a dedicated channel for Elden Ring?
Discord.
Oh, no. Yeah, in the Discord, I don't have any control over my Discord half the time. If I'm being real, the mods do what they want with it. I am not even welcome into my own Discord. It's why I don't send out a lot of invitations to it. Just because I'm kind of a stranger there. My own community kind of trolls me and makes fun of me there, so I just don't go there that often. The channels that you see there are for my fans and community members to talk about other games that they enjoy. So Elden Ring is there. Lots of stuff is there so that they can talk about it and post stuff about it. I did not make that channel. I haven't made anything in that Discord for a long time. I only use the Discord to post announcements and to let people know what's coming, but I don't belong there. I'm kind of ostracized by my own community. Raven, anything you want in the Night Hero? Good character. How about that? I want a good character. Let's go Jurin. I feel like going Jurin. Against a Law Daddy. Oh, let's go. Really? Yes, really. Yes, really. In fact, I'm convinced that a few of my mods hate my guts. He's reading for those lights, he is. All right. Good hit. I always thought you were the server celebrity. No, that would be several other people who were the celebrities there. I don't hate the mods, I just know that I'm not welcome. Dang. It's hard for me to get this guy open because he's very good at anticipation. The video froze. I'll fix it after the match. I hate when it does this, but I'll fix it after the match. I will fix it after the match. All right. It really does suck if I ever do start my own Discord. Once I have my own following, I'm absolutely going to be discriminatory towards who I pick as mods. Well, it was partially my fault. I didn't do enough to really control the Discord server. I just haven't had a good experience as having a Discord server. All right. Is he dodging on red? Nice. All right. Why is there a can froze? Because my camera froze. It does that. I will fix it after the match. Crap. That was a good fight. That was an incredible fight. You pushed me, Lawbringer. You actually pushed me to better myself with Jura, and that was very, very fun. Well done. Well done to that Lawbringer. That duel actually pushed me. I like duels like that. I had to really lock in. That was very fun. That was very fun. All right, let me fix my camera real quick. Let me fix my camera. I do not know why it does this sometimes, but it does. 1 second. I'm going to remove it. All right. That should do. There we go. Should be back in action. All right, I gotta get 4 more kills in duels. 4 more kills. Hey, Raymond, did you get a bug where Kensei's Kabikomono armor looks like it's forced with torchlight? Yes, I've seen it. I have seen it. I've been asked by everyone to look at it. I see that Jurin has like a special grab. Yes, Jurin can do a choke slam and not only do damage but heal, which is so badass. Hey Raymond, hold on. So yeah, Jurin has the ability that if you do a held guard break, he'll lift and then slam, which is really cool. But yeah, that was a great match. That Lawbringer was playing very well, very defensively. He pushed me. He made me work for that win. There is no question. And I love good matches like that. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll take an easy win all day, but if you can actually make me work for it, yeah, I'll take it, you know? But yeah, we got to get 4 more kills in duels. So that means at least 1 full match where I get 3 kills, and then 1 where I only get 1. So we're gonna shoot for the moon, guys. We're gonna shoot for it. That was his lock-in face, Barry. Yep. All right. There we go. Wait, there's more that Afira has? Afira, what did you get? Oh, the effect. All right. Pirate. What did you get? An embossing. Up, we're in. Okay. Endem lands again. Didn't I already fight you? All right, this time we're going to random it. Sohei again. I don't want to do Sohei again. Let's random it again. Virtua. Oh! Oh! I didn't ask for Vert, but now it's time for the 2 most toxic characters in the game to go at it. Raven, I have a Dark Angels question. Does Asmodai being overzealous in the hunt for a fallen when Lion is forgiven the fallen, the Risen could be a start to a fight? It could be. Okay, hold on. I was so focused on reading the question, I didn't lock in. Got me. Okay. All right. We're not going to count that round because I was busy reading. That is part of the lore, though. Asmodai is still zealous, but he's not the only one. There are a lot of zealous Dark Angels in Hunting the Fallen, and a lot of them are uncomfortable with the Lion forgiving them the way he is. So there is tension right now among the Dark Angels. All right, let's go. That was weird. That was weird. Okay. I think Wex is laughing right now in this match. Why? Tie game. Let's go. Went for the execution and you tied it. Let's go. You playing Vert, Raven? I didn't ask for it. I just randomed it. Would you say Raven Warmonger is still good in the current season and For Honor? Yeah. Warmonger's still good. Why is he standing so still? Alright, I'm going to test something. Man, the timing of his all guards is impeccable, isn't it? I don't know what he's doing. He's PlayStation, so I don't think it's scripting. But I noticed the dude goes really still for a long period at the start. Then suddenly he activates Ultra Instinct and all guards at the perfect moments every time. Am I the only one who noticed that? I can't be the only one noticing that, right? Alright, Reanimate. Peacekeeper. Alright. Well, VG also just has a super good all guard time. No, I'm saying he threw it the exact instant he needed to. This wasn't like he held it for a while. This was bam. He knew exactly when to throw it. Is it the new cheating system? No, I don't think it's that. I just find it very weird. Maybe he's just waiting a second. No, that ain't it. That ain't it. Because he's doing it in the middle of my combos. Like, it isn't like he's just staring at me and then doing it. I'm not going to call it cheating. I'm not going to be that stupid to do that. I just think it's weird. Good job. Hey Raven, they made a VR Warhammer game where you play as a Sister of Battle. Uh-huh. I don't care. I don't have VR. I can't play it. There we go. Hello, everyone. Oh my god, Raven's face. Hello, what's up, Crow Sticks? Alright, let's go. Heat-to-Kirs are so boring to fight. I just can't stand them. I'm not saying that they're broken, I'm saying they're boring. Any lore for this Dragon Assassin? Alright, guys. Who in chat knows who this is? Who in chat knows who this is? Come on, y'all should know who she is. Evelyn, very good. Senate got it. Raven is singing Old Norse hymns about glorifying Odin, sinful or heretical. I don't think it's sinful or heretical. I just don't think it's right because we sing glory to God, not Odin. I don't think it's right. It doesn't show faith to God or reverence to God. I know you've done this video before, but can you do an updated one about the most effective hero on an actual battlefield, including the new heroes? Yeah, we'll be doing that probably after the 2 new heroes come out this year. Alright, we finished the duel order. Let's go. Let's go. Alright. Now, it is 9:08. We can do a few Dom matches, and then we'll call it a night. Evelyn, the wife of Lee Jin Yu. Very good. What's up, Raven? I'm not familiar with all the characters you made, but is this Nora? No, this is Evelyn. This is Evelyn. She is the wife of Lee Jin Yu, my Jurin character. Raven, what's your favorite execution from PK? I don't know. I didn't think about that one. I mean, I do have faith in Jesus, just I did it because I like the song. As long as it's not what you believe in your heart, I don't think it's a problem. It's just not something I would do. You know your heart better than I do. By the way, Raven, the stream title made me remember the Assassins in Assassin's Creed remind me of the Templars or Tomar from Portugal. That is interesting. That is very interesting. But yeah, we were talking about the problems with the Creed earlier. You know, I'm going to go Centurion because I was showing off Commander Callius, and I want to use him. So let's go Commander Callius. Can't believe I've been watching you for 6 years, but I don't have you added on the game. That is funny. I'm going to be honest, Raven. I still rewatch your video you made about a tier list of the female Primarchs. It's just funny to me, and I like the way you rank it. Yeah, that's probably been one of my most popular videos. I think it's like my 2nd or 3rd most popular video, honestly. I think it's my 2nd or 3rd most popular video. A lot of people really like it. I thought that it would get a lot of like reaction or response videos because that's what happened in that other guy's video where he ranked the female Primarchs. He got a lot of like VTuber reactions and stuff. I've only gotten one VTuber reaction. I mean, it was funny to watch, but still. In our history, Lark and I have gotten, I think, 3 response videos made about us. One, you will never see because I refuse to give him clout, because he admitted that's what he wanted. He wanted clout from making a video about me, so I will never acknowledge him. Two, was a guy who made a video against Lark here, but not only did he do it on his phone and didn't show Lark's video, just showed himself listening to it, and not only was he wearing a balaclava the whole time.
He wasn't even wearing a balaclava. He was wearing a T-shirt as a balaclava.
Yeah, he was wearing a T-shirt wrapped around his head.
Him as great value Shinobi.
He eventually took down the video because no one liked it or watched it.
I think like I watched his whole response of like 9 views, and he ends with like wishing death upon the both of us. It was wild.
Like, it was so bad. And then the third one was the VTuber who reacted to my female Primarch tier list, and that's fine. Where's my team? I had no team! Where was the dude to come back me up? I was by myself that whole fight. Sorry, yeah, I'll bet you're sorry. Who was the VTuber? I don't remember his name. He wasn't like a big name VTuber. Like, he only had like a few subscribers. I don't know who he was. I'm not saying that to be demeaning. I'm just saying I don't know who he was. Ooh! I think Hatoon's got your number, big guy. Wow! Sorry. What's with this dude's entitlement? He ganked me earlier. Don't get cocky. Come on, Goki! Come on, Goki! Let's go, Goki! Where's the fight coming from? I hear the fight. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, it's over there. There you go. I'm going to go heal. You got her, Yorm. You got her. I'm going to go heal. I believe in you, Yorm. Yorm's got this. Yorm's got this. I'm going to go heal up. I'm going to go heal up. If you've seen Yasuke's face in that one romance clip, he looks like he's incredibly high. I've seen his face in that romance clip. Believe me, I've seen a lot of what Yasuke is. Hey, what's up, Chaos? The Yasuke is okay, but disappointing that it's probably going to be his only skin. Let's go. Let's go. Nice work. If you, Raven, would you think Lehman Russ would get along with his gender-bent version, Freya Russ? I'm just curious at this point. That could be an interesting video. How would the original Primarchs feel about their gender-bent version?
I remember actually discussing this. We thought, not that it would be, but it would just be really, 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 really funny if female Lehman Russ had no interest in male Lehman Russ.
None.
None whatsoever, but actually was kind of had a crush on male Lion.
Oh my god, that'd be perfect. Yes, I remember this conversation now.
Because I just thought that would be the funniest thing. And female Lion and male Lion would just be like, sup. And then that would be like, that would be it. That's it.
Wow. Hold on, let me pick you up. And sorry. Let's dance, Yorm. Oh, come on. I wanted to dance. I wanted to get down. Anyway. I know you'll probably never react to LED again. We might. You never know. But the one thing I love about the ones you have done is that I have learned so much more about Christianity than I ever knew before because I never really went to church or read the Bible, and I learned so much from how you debunk them. Well, here's the thing. My goal with LED wasn't to own them. I wasn't trying to give them the middle finger or anything. I just don't like their Pharisee-style attitude. I don't like the way they treat others and act about things that are ultimately harmless. Like going after Tolkien and Lewis, going after Nintendo, going after Narnia, going after Transformers, going after Shrek. Just all these things they go after. And for the worst reasons. It gives Christianity such a bad look. True Christianity is not like them. And the way they act is just fear-mongering heresy. So, sorry, I just don't get them. Hey, Raven, which side would win every For Honor character with a sword versus the ones with other weapons? Swords are great weapons, but they wouldn't win every battle. I think the ultimate weapon in For Honor is probably Lawbringer's poleaxe or the flintlock of the pirate. Those two weapons, I think, are just the end-all to beat-all in this game. Now, I would also give an honorable mention to Jurin's Feng Tuang Huazhi, which I think is a fantastic weapon. And I would also give an honorable mention to the Kite Shield of the Black Prior, all of which are great weapons. All right, let's go someone else. Random it. John who? All right. Anyway. Are there a lot of conquerors in the Baal Legion? Yes. Robot Gorilla Man would meet his girl version and probably be in relief that there's another competent leader. If Robot Gorilla Man met female Robot Gorilla Man or Roberta Gilliman or whatever we want to call her. Rabute Gilla Girl. Rabute Gorilla Ma'am. Lark over here making a scared face. Anyway, I think they'd bore each other to tears. I think they'd both walk away going, oh my god, I hope I'm not like that guy. What a dork. Lion would probably just look at his girl version and just go, acceptable. And she would do the same with him. I like our idea, though, that female Russ would just be dismissive of Russ entirely, just wants nothing to do with her male counterpart. But Lion, she has the absolute hots for. She's like a dog at his heels. And Lion's like, why are you chasing me? There's a term I've heard that describes them perfectly, and that is hollow Christian, someone who uses their religion to look down or belittle other people. Yes, there are a lot of people like that. Yeah, I gotta love Tolkien, man. Gotta love Tolkien, Aaron. It is ma'am. Ultra mams. Ultra mams. Raven Knight, which Primarch do you find most improved by being femmed? 63. Oh, God. Which Primarch is better gender bent? Okay. That's tough. Conrad Kurz comes to mind because there's something much more acceptable for me about a crazy female sociopath. I don't know why. It just fits a bit better for me. That's one. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like female Corvus Corax. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot how fun Zanhu was. What? I haven't played her in forever. But okay, so let's see. There's Corvus Corax, Conrad Kurz. Who's another one that I think is improved? I've got to feel like female Dorn is a bit of an improvement because at least she's hot then. You know, it's like I don't know. Oh, let's go again, Hito. Good move. Good move. Anyway, any new stories from the Black Cobras? Not currently, no. I've been working on my other stories. Fem Lion would be obsessed with male Lion? No, I don't think she would. Female Kurz is a certified hear me out. Yeah, she kind of is. You know what, Lark? I want your opinion, since he's one of your favorites. Female Lorgar.
I put her in S tier, remember?
No, I'm saying, like, is she better than male? Because that's the question.
I put her in S tier, remember?
What about female Sanguinius? All right, I'm going to B. Ooh. Oh, he delayed that dodge. I was not expecting that. And female Perturabo? No. We're lucky Perturabo's a guy, because Perturabo's definition is petty. You have no idea how much worse a petty woman can be than a petty man. I'm not going to lie. I know you're going to say, that's sexist. It's honest. Yo, Raven, I need an idea for an elite unit for my army. I will try, but I can't write your stories for you, man. Currently, I have the Campioni, which are knights, as gilded armor with a pole hammer. The Cruciati, which are crusaders with morning stars and a kite shields and wear spike crowns. The Lawbringer and Virtuosi, a winged hussar, and another called the Principe, which are crowned knights. I don't know what else to make. You've got plenty. You've got plenty. You have too many elite units, actually. Like, you've got a long list of elites. I would limit yourself. Ah, finally got me. I made him work for it. Do you think that if Sanguinius didn't believe that his future sight set his future in stone, then he would have fought harder or different to try and survive? I think he still fought to survive, even though he knew it would happen. He was fighting to win. He knew he would die, but he didn't necessarily know if he would lose. So I think he was still fighting to survive. You know what I'm saying? He just knew that he would make it to Horus. That's all he knew. I don't have enough elite units because they basically make up the normal army. Well, there's your problem. Like, okay, so your winged hussars are your normal army? What do you want, Navy SEALs? Good move. I just call them elite as they have a theme rather than just basic pikemen or levy. I mean, I really do think, like, you... Because that's the thing. What you've described, you listed out a bunch of things. You have all these different units that you're talking about, but they're not the elite unit? I don't know, dude. Sounds like you got an elite unit. Several of them. Classic 40k question. How far you would think the Doomslayer would go in 40k universe? Not very. I mean, he's got plot armor for sure, but if you're asking for my honest opinion, he wouldn't get very far. Good light parry. You think he actually meant to do that, or do you think that he was just throwing a heavy and it got lucky? Got me. There we go. Oh, well. I only got 3 kills? Really? Rough fight. People would scale him way up there since he killed his creator. Yeah, but let's be real honest here for a second. What makes him so cool is how efficiently he kills demons. Killing demons is common in 40k. It happens all the time. So you could let him loose in the warp and he'd probably do really well for a long time, but I mean, I just don't see him doing all the same things everyone else can do. Plus, the demons of the warp are vastly different than the demons he fights. Totally different ballgame, I think. Actually, let's find a different group. Let's find a different group. Is he streaming on Twitch? Yeah, I'm on Twitch too. I'm on Twitch and YouTube. Raven, have you heard of Warframe? Yeah, everyone asks me if I've heard of Warframe. I have. I tried it. I didn't like it. I don't care for it. What about your opinion, Raven? Would Vulcan and his gender-bent version, Hestia, get along well or no? Vulcan gets along well with pretty much everyone, so yeah, they'd get along great. Black Prior. I haven't played this character in a while. Let's bust out Deborah. I don't think Doomslayer would get very far in the whole universe, but if he was in the warp just fighting demons like some Grey Knights, then I think he would last forever, given his powers and what his armor does for him with healing and gaining more strength. Yeah, he'd probably do fine in the warp. At least for a while, I mean. Alright. Alright, they've got two friends on the enemy team. We gotta be careful. What is your favorite thing to read in 40K? Caiaphas Cain. The Caiaphas Cain novels are my favorite. How many of the Primarchs hated Vulcan and his Legion for being compassionate? None of the Primarchs hated Vulcan for being compassionate. I can't think of a single one who despised Vulcan because he was compassionate. Some thought that he was inefficient. Some thought that he was being foolish. Some thought that there was a time and place for compassion, and he practiced it too often, but I don't think anyone hated him because he was compassionate. If you could give one male locked for honor character a female version, who would it be, and vice versa? If I could take a male character and make them female, it would probably be Highlander. And if I could take a female character and make them male, it'd probably be Warmonger. Again, I do not think he needed that. Kensei did not need that. The idiots who said, hey, let's give Kensei a crushing counter on dodge attack, those idiots need to be shot. I'm sorry, it's such a dumb idea. It just basically made Kensei have a defense like Varangian. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. And it pisses me off even more because it's just another way to build up this dude. Got him. See what I mean? Is it an actual CC or just unblockable? It is an actual CC because if he does a dodge attack and his guard hits the opponent's attack, it turns unblockable. Used to be that it was just enhanced. Now it turns unblockable. Wait, was I killed by a long... Okay, I need to ask you, dude. I need to ask you this. Fated Devil, I need to ask you this, genuinely. How insecure are you in your capabilities that I was at a sliver of health, just only a few points of health, and you got so scared that I could win that you had to shoot a longbow and waste that feat? You had to waste 36 damage on me just because you was scared I could win. Good light parry. You should have thrown a heavy there. What would happen if Sohei was a girl? That'd be crazy. Who do I think is the most annoying or worst to fight? Virtuosa and Varangian are probably the two most annoying characters to fight. Virtuosa and Varangian are probably the two most annoying. I'm going to be honest, I know it's a little overrated, but my favorite Dreadnought in 40k is Rylanor. I'm not surprised by that. Alright, if they want to hang out and see and just be annoying, I'm going to go somewhere else. You love me that much, buddy? Kensei's been overcooked. They need to nerf him again. I absolutely despise Kensei as a Vanguard now. Of all the Vanguards, I think I hate Kensei the most. And not because he's bad, but because they overcooked him. They made Kensei an absolute beast, and he shouldn't have been. Kensei was cool because of his mix-ups, but now you've made him ultra defensive too. That's what I hate about it. Nice light parry. I guess I can do that too. I got my third feat now, so. What do I think of the Deathcore of Krieg? They're cool, just oversaturated. What's wrong, Warmonger? Need to go find a friend before you fight me? There you go. Get some health back. There we go. Good to go. Alright, looks like Kensei wants to come and fight me again. Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. When you fight me on your own and you don't have someone holding your hand, can't touch me. Can't touch me. What time is it? 9:41. We're probably going to start wrapping up pretty soon, guys. Not because I don't want to keep going, but because I've still got to open tomorrow. I still got an early shift tomorrow. Yo, bro, can I join you on the game? No, not tonight, dude. I will pick another night when I'm more free to have people join me, but it can't be tonight because I can't be on much longer. Nice 2v1. Yeah, man. I can play it. I can play it. Don't want to jinx you, but you haven't lost a Divinity match yet. The curse could be waning. Yeah, and for that reason, we're going to go ahead and switch to Breach versus AI so that we can start winding down the stream. We're going to take the last few wins and roll with them. All right. Excuse me. Isn't Armageddon destroyed now? No, they're still fighting over it. Is all of Heathmore under Mongol rule? Almost. The Mongols almost have total control, but then Jurin showed up and screwed that over. Got a message on Discord, 1 second. Oh, it's just the thing about, you know, the stream. All right. For the final match of the night, I want to get Jurin up to rep 16, so let's go Jurin. All right. Hey everyone, which guard regiment has the same treatment as Rogel Dorn? A lot of them. There are a lot of guard regiments that don't get a lot of attention. I still find the whole video idea pretty good of what the Primarchs would think of their female gender bent version if they were to meet. I'll think about it. We'll think about if that would be a good one to try. Got him. There we go. Anyway, Jurin is like Megatron and For Honor. Stand in his way and he will crush you. I mean, Megatron gets crushed a lot, too. What's my favorite marine animal? sharks. I like sharks because they are cool. To be honest, I actually use an armor set in Space Marine 2 with the Lamenters. I think it was my Vanguard. Cool. Y'all deal with that. I'm going to go heal. Anyway, Raven, you think Jurin is toxic for your teammates? Some of my friends think he is because of his feats. Nah. Jurin is a character that can be very helpful for your team, but if you're with him, you know that you have to pay the piper for what he gives. That's just how it goes. If you could have a conversation with any historical figure, who would you pick? There are a lot. My goodness. Jesus. Let's go with Jesus. I'd love to talk to him. Actually, I might stay up here and get ready to drop the ram. I was going to stay here and help you, but okay. And I'm super late. I was busy watching Castaway for the first time. I'll never get over the tactlessness of people. It's just... Okay, man, I hope you had fun with that. Shots were fired at Correspondence Diner. Please let us pray no one was hurt. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I hope that everyone's okay there. Hate when stuff like that happens. I was tactless. Okay, so let me explain tact. Tact means that you basically avoid saying or doing things that, while not inappropriate, will come off as kind of unnecessary or rude. So, for example, let's say that my friend was getting wedding. My friend was going to was having a wedding. They were getting married. And I show up super late to the marriage, and I walk and I say, hey, sorry I'm late. I was in the middle of playing this new video game that I just got. It's so much fun, man. But hey, hope you're having a good marriage, man. That comes off as kind of rude because my friend is going to be like, so, wait, hold on. You were not only late, which I could have been okay with, but you're admitting that you're late because you wanted to play your new video game. First of all, I don't want to know that it was because of a video game. I didn't ask. And second, I mean, why would you say that? It makes it sound like the video game was more important to you. And you know what? Maybe it was. That's fine. But you don't say that. Like, if someone shows up late, all they need to do is say, hey, man, sorry I'm late. You're good. I'm not going to be upset about it. People show up when they want to. But to just say, nah, man, sorry I'm late. I was so late. I was in the middle of this thing. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. For one thing, coming to my streams isn't an obligation. It's not like I'm demanding you show up or expecting you to show up. Have you ever spent a lot of time in Japan? I was stationed over there for 3 years, and it was one of the most peaceful places I've ever seen. I want to go to Japan. That is my goal. I want to minister in Japan. Will we be posting any of our painted miniatures? Post where? Does Lee Jin Yu hold a grudge against his fellow Jurin? He doesn't resent them. He just realized that the way they're doing things isn't the right way. On Discord or on YouTube? Probably not. I don't think there's enough people who want to see them. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me. I didn't realize that came off rude, but with the way I worded it, it does kind of seem that way. You're good, man. No worries. You're not the first to do something like that. It's just, I try to explain this to people because, you know, in the real world, outside of streams and stuff like that can come off as rude to some people. Like we had a person at work the other day. This was funny. He showed up an hour late to work. And the manager was like, hey, man, you're super late. He said, yeah, no, I'm sorry I'm late, but, you know, my girlfriend needed me for something. And they said, what did she need? He's like, oh, well, you know, she was just lonely and I need to spend time with her. So let me understand this. Spending time with your lonely girlfriend was more important to you than the work that you agreed to do and signed a contract to do and that all of us depend on you to do. Comes off as kind of rude to them. And it's not a big deal to me because you're under no obligation to be here. I'm not paying you to be here. I'm not requiring you to be here. I'm not demanding that you be here. So honestly, it's not a super big deal to me, but that kind of thing in the working world or in relationship world can be really, really frustrating. Like imagine if you were late to a date with your girlfriend and your rationale was, oh, I'm sorry I'm late, you know, just I had to catch the new episode of MacGyver or whatever. I don't think your girlfriend would be pleased about that. It's like my dad said, and he said it many times. You know what you care about based on what you prioritize. If you care about something, you'll prioritize it. So if you're late to work or to a date or what have you, you cared about something more than that obligation. So the communication to your work or your girlfriend or what have you is you cared about something more than that. And that's why I say it's tactless. Now for me, like I said, not a big deal. But in the real world, something to always keep in mind. Hunter, I answered that question already. Now, if it was a traffic jam rail, that's one thing. Like, you can have a legitimate reasoning. Like, hey, I couldn't come in because my tire was flat. I needed to get gas. Traffic was really bad. That's one thing. But most jobs won't accept I was playing a video game or I was spending time with my girlfriend or stuff like that. Yeah, I said that none of the Primarchs openly hated Vulcan for being compassionate. Thank you for the $5, Teddy. Really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Before we go, let's see how many viewers we have on Twitch. We have 22 viewers. I think that's enough for a raid. Let's go ahead and raid someone. So let's find someone who's on right now that we can raid. Try to find someone who doesn't have a lot of views right now. Who could do with it? That they don't have a lot of views, but they're not playing For Honor. Let's try to find someone doing For Honor. Here we go. Let's do. Well, they've got a lot of views. Shoot. Let's do Indomitus. All right. Get ready to raid, guys. We're gonna give this guy a raid. And YouTubers, stay with me for just a sec. That was weird. It's not letting me raid him. Okay, it won't let me raid him. All right, we'll find someone else to raid. Let's raid. That's weird. It wouldn't let me raid him. That's very odd. Let's do, oh, okay. Melisius is on. Let's do him. Melisius is on. Okay, that one's working. I don't know why the others weren't working. All right, we got 18 viewers ready to raid. All right, Twitch. Thank you guys for being here. Tune in next time. We will continue to do the Twitch streams as much as we can. Probably not tomorrow. I need a break tomorrow, but we will keep going. All right, guys. Later. I'm just making sure that it went through. All right. Send that message. All right. All right, we're hopping off. Let me get back to YouTube. All my YouTube people who stuck around. All right, awesome. All right, thank you guys so much for joining me today. Really appreciate y'all. You are the best, and like I said, we will do more streams in the future, but tomorrow I'll probably take a break from streaming because I've been doing it for 3 days straight, and I need a break. Monday, we will try to do a reading or writing stream if we can get enough prompts. I would like to write again, so we'll see. But anyway, thank you all so much for coming. I will see you in my next video. Take care.